The Nigerian nightmare is back. After nearly 2 years away and a three-fight losing streak, Kamaru Usman dominated young and promising prospect Joaquin Buckley at UFC Atlanta, reminding everyone why he is one of the greatest welterweights ever. But the big question is, what's next for him? What he wants and whether he is gonna get it or not. Let's break it down in today's video. I'm the Indian accent guy and you are on the Fight Book. Kamaru Usman's performance at UFC Atlanta was vintage. He outclassed Buckley with relentless wrestling, landing takedowns and nasty ground and pound, earning a unanimous decision with scores of 49-46, 49-46 and 48-47. At 38 years old, with questions swirling about his knees and ring rust, Usman proved he is still a problem in the welterweight division. This was his first win since November 2021 against Colby Covington, and he had only taken one fight in more than 2 years, while on the other hand, Buckley had won 6 straight fights during that time and came into the octagon as a massive favorite. This is the reason Usman's post-fight speech after his victory was emotional. He fought back tears, hinting at personal struggles, including something involving his daughter. It was raw, it was real, and it showed Usman's hunger is still there. So with this huge W, where does Usman go from here? First, let's talk about Usman's plan. Usman's got his eyes on gold. At the UFC Atlanta press conference, he boldly claimed he has for sure earned the next welterweight title shot, saying, "I'm the biggest name in the division and the UFC is an entertainment company."
Let's be honest, I'm the biggest in the division. And this is about entertainment. The UFC is an entertainment company.
He is targeting the winner of the expected Della Maddalena versus Islam Makhachev fight, supposing Islam is gonna beat JDM. That's a spicy call out. A former pound-for-pound king against the current pound-for-pound king. That's a pay-per-view seller. But here's the thing, fans and analysts are not sure he is next in line. The welterweight division is stacked AF. JDM is the champ after beating Belal Muhammad at UFC 315, and fighters like Shavkat Rakhmonov and Sean Brady are far more deserving contenders, being ahead of Usman in the rankings. Shavkat Rakhmonov had title shot in his hands at UFC 310, but then after Belal's pullout, instead of waiting for the shot, he kept the whole card in his shoulders and fought Garry for the 5 rounds in an official title eliminator in which he got some injuries. That's the reason why JDM fought Belal instead of Shavkat. So technically there is no one in the division who is more deserving for the next title shot than Shavkat Rakhmonov. Moreover, Sean Brady, who had snagged the #1 spot in the rankings by finishing the former champion Leon Edwards, also deserves the shot, but he knows that in the current situation of the welterweight division, it's not wise to wait. So he is willing to take on Garry to prove that he really deserves the shot. So from a theoretical perspective, it is better for both former champions Usman and Belal to compete to be in the title race. Waiting isn't a good option unless you are promised something from the UFC. After losing his belt, current #1 contender is Belal Muhammad, so a fight with him is the most logical step to determine the next title challenger. Still, Usman dismissed this grudge match, saying there is no point since Belal is not the champion anymore. If you don't know what's the grudge between Usman and Belal and why fans and analysts want this fight to be made, then listen. The grudge between them stems from a heated confrontation during a never-aired episode of Usman's Pound for Pound podcast with Muhammad appearing. The episode recorded but never released reportedly ended in a physical altercation. According to Muhammad, he verbally provoked Usman by referencing Usman's knockout loss to Leon Edwards, saying, "You didn't take the head kick better than me." This triggered Usman, leading to a scuffle that required the production crew to intervene. Muhammad later claimed he broke Usman down verbally, mentally, and spiritually. After that, the bad blood has spilled over into the public exchanges. Muhammad accused Usman of acting like he is still champion despite a 3-fight losing skid, calling him just a podcaster now and suggesting he is nearing retirement. Usman compared Muhammad's trash talk to Colby Covington's, criticizing it as an uncharacteristic, and attention seeking. These exchanges have amplified their personal disdain. These are the reasons Muhammad has pushed for a grudge match, and fans are also showing interest in it. Muhammad sees the fight as a logical number one contender bout, citing their history, but Usman dismissed it, focusing instead of a title shot against the winner of JDM versus Islam. This rejection further frustrated Muhammad, who challenged Usman to pick the date, pick the time, and pick the place. So in the end, I think if this fight is made and Usman wins this fight, it doesn't matter if Maddalena keeps the title or Makhachev wins. There is 100% chance that he will be awarded a title shot instead of the winner of Brady versus Garry because of his high status and his marketability. Whatever he decides, fans should appreciate what we have witnessed, as Usman's legacy is already cemented. What do you think is next for Usman? And do you think Shavkat has a chance to get the next title shot, or he will just be ghosted by Dana just like Movsar is being ghosted by him? Drop a comment below and like the video if you enjoyed it. You already know what you're supposed to do if you want more MMA content like this. So yeah, do it and then do whatever you want.